I want to deal with the issue of the rapid rail. I want 10 good reasons. 10 good reasons. And the Englishman from Carnage, last time when I asked a question, you couldn't answer at all. I want 10 good reasons why we should support Dr. Keith Rowley on this rapid rail venture. But let me just tell you from the start, I totally oppose the rapid rail. I totally oppose it because it serves no purpose. It will not alleviate the traffic in our country. So without further ado, let me open up the lines. Now we are going to discuss the issues. And the issue that we will engage in from henceforth is, give me 10 good reasons why this country should go along with Dr. Keith Rowley on the question of the rapid rail. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Gladiator.
Yes.
One main good reason would be to pack you and your whole bunch of...
You see, I'm no vacancy for illiteracy at all. Deal with the issue. Good evening.
Hello, Gladiator.
Yes.
One good reason is you just see people on the priority bus route waiting in the mornings, waiting in the evenings, the maxis and them, they're leaving in Arima, they're dropping you off, they want to drop you off Moncton, they want to drop you off in Crep, they don't want to go in town. It's pain. So the people really need to try something, Gladiator. They really need to try something.
Okay. Well, I beg to disagree with you. That is one of the reasons why you will support Dr. Keith Rowley and the rapid rail. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good day. Now, the general consensus is that it will help transportation. You saying that it would, so how will it not? I'm asking you a question now. How will it not help?
Let me tell you something, people. One of the main reasons discussed by the goodly man, the goodly gentleman, Dr. Keith Rowley, is going to ease up on the traffic. Another reason the gentleman, one of the callers said a while ago, maxi taxi dropping you halfway and all of these kind of things. Rapid rail will never ease up on the traffic. Rapid rail is an avenue for rampant corruption and is only geared to feed and put money into the pockets of the P&M financiers. I'm making that bold statement. You know what I would have loved to hear? Because I know that rapid rail is going to cost billions of dollars. I would have loved to hear some development infrastructure for Laventille, the environs of the entire area of Laventille. I mean to say, what about Maloney? What about Maloney? Rapid rail to put money into the pockets of the financiers of the P&M party, in which I am a member of.
This is election 2015, and the P&M is on the move. This week, the movement is coming.
That's supposed to be off. So let me go back to the lines. Good evening, caller.
Gladiator,
Yes.
go from here. You want...
I dealing with intelligent discussion.
Wait, I'm trying to understand something. Are you saying that infrastructural development is to help party finance?
No, what I'm saying is that the rapid rail is an avenue for rampant corruption. Let me tell you, people, on the first premise, it's going to alleviate traffic. We are a nation who are selfish, that has a culture, that not, if you ask 10 person out of 100, are they willing to give up their vehicle sell their vehicle and use the rapid rail. They're not going to give any approval of such. And we have to take that into consideration. So a person living Mova, a person living Mova, I mean, is a rapid rail going past all Mova? Never dirty. You still have to take a taxi. A person's going to wait in South on a rapid rail. By the way, where is this rapid rail taking? How many of you know the directions of the rapid rail? Is it going from Port of Spain to Arima or to Sandy Grande? Is it going from Port of Spain to Sandy Grande and there's a turn off from Grand Bazaar into San Fernando? I mean, I say, because what I'm gathering, many of you might not be aware of the infrastructure and the methodology of the rapid rail. But let me hear.
Mr. Gladiator.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, how is it working outside and is it not going to work in that? Why will it not
Because the reason why, one minute caller, the reason why that is so, because the infrastructure is already there. We have narrow roads. Are they going to widen the roads? Here it is, you have the Eastern Main Road. The Eastern Main Road is very narrow. How are they going to build this thing? Are they going to put up pillars throughout the party bus route? What about the electricity, the lights, the electrical cords running through out Port of Spain, all the way up to Arima, all in South? We have low lines, people. In those countries, do you see electrical lights or electrical lines at the level in which we have currently in this country? If you pass through Port of Spain, a big truck cannot pass through that to raise the pole because we have a lot of low lines. I ask anybody, go on the internet and look up for rapid rails and you're going to see for yourself. Where they have the rapid rail, you do not see any line, telephone line, cable line, electricity lines. You do not see these things at all. And that's why I'm telling you, see, many of the people are not aware of the infrastructure and the methodology of what it takes to have a rapid rail. It sounds nice to the ears, but it's not realistic. Good evening, caller.
Gladiator, let me look at the logistics of why the rapid rail.
Show before you start. Are you prepared to sell your vehicle?
Of course not. From the get-go, no.
To go to some, let us say that was stop in sour. You have to go quite sour.
But not only that, people who have concerns about their safety and security will not give up their vehicle, so that is one. But let us look at what a rapid rail is supposed to be designed for. It is to move people in a faster pace from one point to one point A. So let me say from Arima.
Yes.
If there's a rush hour in Arima, let me say from 6 to 9, and a rapid rail is running from Arima to Port of Spain, by the time 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the rush hour done, what is the rapid rail going to do between that time now until the next rush hour, which will be evening? So it will just be parked up there, and we are spending money. It will be a cost overrun. It will be subsidized heavily, just as the boats. It does not make sense. And I don't know how the people saying that the rapid rail will make sense. I heard the government spoke about a monorail, a light monorail, which will be able to take people into villages off the main road, and that may be something they can look at, but not a mass transit throughout the city. Let Rowley go back to Dubai where you see that and tell them that can't work in Trinidad.
And showing what the people are failing to realize. We have thousands upon thousands of low lines.
Exactly.
You have cable lines, you have electricity lines, you have telephone lines. It is too low for a rapid rail system to take effect.
And it's not only that, Gladiator, our soil structure, when you do the geotechnical soil structure, we cannot dig to so much depth to put down underground power lines to hold that and run that. We risk the chance of creating a lot of static in our country in terms of all these different, like with the smelter plants that I was talking about. these things will affect, and people not just, they just say rapid rail, it sounds good, it may
And
look
then-
good,
and-
and they want to run with it.
And then and the next thing is that our roads are too narrow.
Yeah, but I
Too
think
narrow.
the main thing, Gladiator, is the security of persons. A young woman who just purchased a vehicle, who is working in a bank, who is living in Santa Cruz, is not going to come out 5 in the morning to catch no rapid rail.
No.
It works hand in hand with everything in terms of the development of the country.
Thank
and
you.
That just won't work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And that's the point I'm making.
Gladiator,
Good evening.
night.
Good evening.
What is the UNC plan to help alleviate that traffic problem we have? Because they wanted to do the monorail from Port of Spain to Arima, right? They had that.
It's
plan.
it's not part of their policy. It's not part of, because it is not workable. It is not workable at all. We are a selfish people in this country. Not even Dr. Keith Rowley is going to give up his vehicle. He coming from Carnage. What he's going to do? Give up? You want to travel on the rapid rail? You think Dr. Rowley is going to give up his vehicle for the rapid rail? How many of you willing to give up your vehicle, sell your vehicle, to jump on a rapid rail? No, you live in, let me see. Let me call our area. Let me say Mova, who never dirty. So you like the rapid rail because you want to leave Mova or Monrepo. How are you going to reach here? You have to take a car. You want to go to a party in the night. So you have to go and look for a vehicle. Still go to the rapid rail to reach where? Or you want to go to Maracas Beach. So you're going to sell your vehicle. Look, let me take some code. Maybe somebody might correct me or maybe put some sense to Gladiator.
Mr. Gladiator,
Yes.
but you only thinking about big shot people like you?
Look, man, deal with sensible. You see, they might tell people my program is for intelligent discussions. I already gave you all enough time in the earlier part of the program to call in and bash me. Understand? But now I'm dealing with the rationality and the methodology of whether the rapid rail is workable. Let's deal with intelligent topics. Good evening.
Good evening, Gladiator.
Good evening to you.
I believe the rapid rail will work, Gladiator. We have the technology. We have the engineers. It will work. When you're talking about lines overhead lines could go underground.
So that is
grandchildren. Your grandchildren.
So 1 minute caller is not 1 minute caller is not a monologue, it's a dialogue, right? So right now we have the lines, the overhead lines. And you're saying that we're gonna spend some time to put that underground. That means a lot of digging up. Right? So that is one part. What about the narrow roads?
Gladiator, when you're doing...
What about the narrow roads? The narrow road, we don't have the roads for the rapid rail.
If certain properties have to move, Gladiator, for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago, move it.
Okay, so then you're saying...
That is what it did, Gladiator.
Yes, no. Trinidad is not the size of many other countries that you are looking at. You understand? Rapid rail in the United States still have not worked properly. You're speaking about in the case of reducing traffic, it has not worked at all. And I dare anybody.
It worked. But
No, caller, no. Brother man, rapid rail. Caller just now. The technician telling me something here. Oh, sorry about that. Call back. Let me take a call here. Good evening.
All right, Mr. Gladiator.
Yes.
Are you really interested in dialogue, or are you just trying?
No. You see, I don't have the patience for that. You understand? I don't have the patience for that. Good evening, caller. Good evening. You see, don't try to run the program. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good afternoon. I think the rapid rail is a marvelous idea. I think
it's a marvelous idea, but it is not workable. There are plenty marvelous ideas, but the question is whether it is workable. Go to the internet. Look at the rapid rails all over the world. It is not workable. It is an avenue to steal money. That's my point. Nobody ain't fooling me with that at all, you know. And the reason why I asked the question, because I know that many of you love the idea, but it is not workable. One, it is not going to reduce traffic. It's not going to do that at all. Forget about that. So if the PNM, if Dr. Rowley is saying it's going to reduce traffic, it's not going to do that. Then you hear one of the callers saying, well, we go put the lines under the earth. Another avenue open for corruption. So somebody's going to get a contract and they're going to run all the lines. Port of Spain alone is flooded with overlines. Flooded with overlines. And y'all are saying we're going to put that, dig up some hole and put that underneath. Then the roads are too narrow. So then the guy said, we're going to widen you. If you have to move your property, we're going to... That is confusion. Real confusion. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, caller.
I said good evening, and how are you?
Good evening. Make your contribution, family.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I just want to have a little discussion, quickly. You are not for it. I am still debating it. I believe, based on what I've heard, it's a light rail. And the last I heard of Dr. Rowley, he said he's going to exploit. He never said it's going to happen.
Because you know why he said he's going to exploit? You know why he said he's going to exploit? He just showed the idea for you all to like it. Like what a person said, it is a fabulous idea. But Dr. Rowley knows fully well it is not workable.
All right, let us look at you're talking about coming from over. At every point, you need to have a hub. A car parking hub, what we call a park and ride. It's a lot of stuff to put into place.
And this is what I'm telling you, it's not workable. It's going to cost billions and billions of dollars.
It's going to take a long time. But we have to be futuristic. We cannot continue like this.
Yeah, but
the light rail will go above ground. Yes, you're going to have to remove the light poles and all of that, but we're going to be working it on a phased basis. If it's going to come into being, it will be on a phased basis from Port of Spain to Mova. I'm just assuming Port of Spain to Mova to
yes, but at the end of the day,
it went along with the priority bus route, as it would have gone along when we did, if we do the history.
But at the end of the day,
that is how it was done on a phased basis.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
you're going to have park and rides at every point, where you're going to have security for those cars that are parked. So that
and at the end of the day, family, at the end of the day, what purpose will it solve?
It will serve two purposes in my humble estimation.
What is it?
One, it will take us into the future. I might not see it, you might not see it, but my grandchildren would see it. So they will have a better transportation system at that point. Because we don't really want everything microwaved.
And what's the second point?
It's going to be a future plan that it will take us up to another century, in transportation. And it would alleviate some of the congestion in the main cities, in Chaguanas and Port of Spain, in the main cities. You're not going to sell your car. You're not going to give up your car. You're going to have your car for your use, but you're going to use wisdom and use the park and ride. Park your car and get on and hop on at that juncture. Go to Port of Spain. Within the Port of Spain area, you will have what would have been trolleys, but now they're going to be maxi taxis taking you around the Port of Spain area, block off an area in every city area. You block off an area for no cars, and you have buses, or mini buses, not the big ones, taking you around this particular radius in there, which you may be a fee or may not be a fee.
Thank you, family. Thank you, family. I hear you, but I beg to disagree with you. You see, things sounding nice. People like to hear things that sound nice to the ears, but it makes no sense. You're talking about, so that the ultimate purpose, the purpose of the rapid rail is to take us into the future. That is the objective of the rapid rail, to take us into the future. I put an X or I put a 0 at that. I can't give you no ratings on that. And then they say it's going to ease the congestion in the immediate area. How can it ease the congestion in the immediate area, let us say for Port of Spain, when we witness on an annual basis, when it have a little rain in Port of Spain, a little rain, flood all down in South Key, flood all over the place, and Port of Spain is so congested, from what I understand, the rapid rail is not going to be all over the place. It's going to be, from what I was made to understand, from Port of Spain to Sangre Grande, most likely. And even if it is from Port of Spain to Sangre Grande, we don't have the infrastructure for such. Again, people, it's sounding nice, but it is not workable. It's not going to stop any traffic. People will still use their private vehicles. Good evening.
Gladiator, let me tell you how the exploration is going to take place. They're going to give their financiers $1 billion to do a feasibility study. And at the end of that feasibility study, they're going to say it's not viable and scrap the plan. And meanwhile, the financiers gone with $1 billion. In addition to the $500 million, they already gone with Gladiator. And by the way, Nigel and Rico, they're on JJ and Friends right now. Thanks.
Them two fellas is my partner. And I ain't going against them at all. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening to you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What happened really is it's sort of open up people. People spreading out now. If I check out the rapid rail now. Because I on my bed, I do some meditation and guys, yeah. You see what happened now? People spreading out all the maxis and things, just dropping people to a certain point.
Yes, we know that happened. That is happening as we speak right now. That is happening. But at the end of the day, you cannot tell me that the reason why you're going to waste billions upon billions of dollars for the rapid because maxi people dropping you short. No, that cannot be that cannot be a reason. I mean, am I to understand among all the intelligent people in this country that the reason why Dr. Kid Rowley has that as part of the manifesto is because maxi taxi, a bunch of unscrupulous people giving people half drop, either in Aruca, in Curep, and they're not coming into Port of Spain, and that is why you all want the rapid rail. Come on, people, give me something sensible. Let's make sense. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. You know, you're sounding like the people who tell Columbus he wasting his time.
No. I'm not sounding like the people who told Columbus he's wasting his time. The excuse and the reason. I mean, why didn't you give me a reason? The reasons that I told people to give me 10 good reasons. A lady from America called and said she find the song fabulous. It sounds fabulous. Another lady called and said it's going to ease congestion. And the same lady said it's going to take us into the future. But that does not address the purpose. It doesn't address that at all. And I am trying to dust out the mind, the psyche of people to give me 10 good reasons. If anybody give me 10 good reasons, I'll give Rowley support on the rapid rail. Give me 10 good reasons why the rapid rail is workable. Nobody up to now have not given me 10 good reasons. Good evening.
Gladiator.
Yes.
Rapid rail is a very good thing. That is why you come. That is what I send you to beat it.
You see what he's doing? He called to attack me, and then he goes say that is a good reason why they want the rapid rail. And that's the point I'm making. He called to attack Gladiator, not deal with the issue. And then he go say that is one of the reasons why the rapid rail is good. Next caller. Good evening.
Good afternoon, Gladiator.
Good evening to you.
Gladiator, I think that you have been to New York, not so?
Good evening, caller.
I want to know what's the alternative, because right now gas is at $30 a barrel. Trinidad can't continue subsidizing. When you start to pay what we pay in America, what the world pay, what you say to $600-700 a week in gas? Because that's what's going to come eventually. What do you propose to be your alternative?
Well, look at that. Here it is, you help yourself. You speak about the price of oil. So where is Dr. Kid Rowley going to get the money from? You know, family, you help me out here. I'm glad you raised that. At least nobody could say Gladiator raised it. You talking about the price of oil. So where is Dr. Keith Rowley going to get the money from?
Yeah, buddy.
Good evening.
Let's talk about that. I think I'm okay. I think I'm a system.
It will. I said it. It will not work. It is not feasible. And Dr. Keith Rowley, who's an academic, he knows better than many of you who supporting the idea. It is just fancy words because we are in the election season. Fancy words. No plans, no policy, nothing at all. Fancy words. Because many of the people out there, they are very gullible. Gullible. Fancy words. Good evening, caller.
Hey, Gladiator.
Yes.
Good night. People that make up their mind, you know, they vote in PNM and they...
Okay. You see, you're not addressing it at all. I raise a subject, a topic, and you're just not addressing it. If you want to vote PNM, that is your business. I, as a PNM, not voting for PNM.
Yes,
Good evening, caller. Yes.
The issue is not the government with went down and this country later. The issue is about for the last 5 years the border have been open later.
No. How could you see paralysis in the analysis? Sorry, Kingsley. Take a course on dialectics. You just engage in paralysis of the analysis. We are speaking about the rapid rail. Give me 10 good reasons, Kingsley, why the rapid rail. I mean, forget about ILP because, you know, it's PNM. Understand? ILP is PNM, and that's why the ILP ain't going to win a seat at all. Understand? But give me 10 good reasons, Kingsley. Don't engage in the paralysis of the analysis. Give me the methodology. Give me. I don't want to hear no fancy word. The song ain't nice. Many people go to public meetings and they hear fancy words. The song ain't nice and they swallow it. Give me a reason. Good evening, caller.
Okay, government.
Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller.
Well, I believe that it will alleviate traffic to the extent that look at how many extended traffic.
It is not, caller, let me ask you this question. How many people are going to sell their vehicle, give up the vehicle? How many people are willing to make a pledge to give up their vehicle?
We could put something in place that they could have
What something can they put in place? I am on Marval Road. I am on Marval. 1 minute. I am on Marval Road and I want to reach my destination in Arima. Right? So what I have to do? Rapid rail is some...
Can you been to Miami Airport?
Caller, give me a... Caller, give me a... I'm saying I am on Marval Road.
Miami Airport.
You're not listening at all, man. You're not listening at all. Do not compare Trinidad with Miami or New York. The infrastructure is much more wider, much more larger. You do not see lines above the street. Your lines are within the earth. The roads are much more wider. They don't plan for today, for tomorrow. They plan since at the turn of the 19th century. They plan. They laid on the infrastructure. We do not have any infrastructure to prepare for a rapid rail. The people in those developed countries or in those developing countries that have rapid rail, they laid on infrastructure donkey years. They laid on infrastructure at the turn of the century, the turn of the 18th century, because they knew what they were about. You have to understand, we are not a developed world. We are not a developed nation. We have bad infrastructure. Are there anybody that contradict me on that? Our roads are too narrow. Our roads are too narrow. Good evening, caller.
Page in the joint patrol.
All right, how much time you go page them? They hear you loud and clear. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Well, you're saying that if I have peacefully rapid rail from all the market and things, well, I don't know, but what do you think about if they build it down in Ilago?
You looking for bacchanal? Good evening.
Let me break this thing down for people real simple, right? I agree with you. Let me tell you why. Simple thing. If I went to licensing last week to renew my license. You know what they tell me? I only have 30 days to renew my license. If 1 million people have driver's license, and you only have so many centers around Trinidad and Tobago, how many people within that 30-day time allotment would you get going into licensing? And you would always have people jump up in licensing. Well, you just follow what I'm saying? I'm saying if it is a licensing, say, okay, here what's going on. Let's open up the time slot to 6 months before your license expired. Won't you realize that the people going to licensing now will start, the numbers will start dropping and you're going to have those long lines? That's what the traffic is like. People in Trinidad and Tobago need to understand that we need better roads. Two-lane roads, two-lane highways, those are things of the past, 60s and 70s. What we need is better roads and accessibility and access ways. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell me about New York. New York have west and east and west side, east side, north and south. Just Manhattan alone. We just look in Manhattan. We're not big enough. We're not big enough to maintain our road.
And the thing, thank you, caller. And the thing about that, people are failing to understand the point I am making. You see, they went to the public meetings and they listened and they became so gullible. Rapid rail, everybody, people rush home. Oh God, they hear the latest thing, rapid rail. But they don't understand that we don't have the infrastructure. That whole plan is to steal money. Put money in people's pockets. I mean, I would have, look, had I heard from the leader of the PNM party, my political party, that $1 billion, for the least $1 billion to redevelop Laventille, I support that. I am going to support that. But here it is, they're finding all kinds of reason to put money into the financiers' pocket and rip off poor black people. Good evening, caller.
What I want to find out is why I was just bring you back on this.
Look, you go and ask him that. Good evening.
You can tell me who is the financier?
I ain't not calling on him. Good evening. They know themselves. They are listening right now. Good evening.
Mr. Meglaita, the rapid rail is a very good thing, but what is your policy to ease up the...
No, you asking me. I am the person hosting the show. When you start to host a show, you can ask questions, but you don't call to ask me a question. Oh, man, Kingsley, man, get with the program, man. Oh, gosh, get with the program. This is the kind of school you always have at the ILP office? Or just only food and morning tea? Oh, come on, man. You're in the dance too long, Kingsley. Good evening.
Because the present administration steal the money on projects. You figure the PNM government will do it, Gladiator? You can't be saying that.
You see? And that's the reason why he wants or supporting the billing or the establishment of the rapid rail. You see, nobody's giving me any good reason. No one is giving... And the thing is that people are reflecting on China. They're reflecting on New York. They're reflecting on America, Canada, rapid rail. I went to Taiwan and I saw the rapid rail. As a matter of fact, I traveled in the rapid rail in Taiwan. When I left this country and I went to Taiwan to observe the presidential election, and I saw the infrastructure. We don't have the infrastructure. And in the same country, Taiwan, it still have traffic jams. We live in a country where the people are selfish. If Dr. Keith Rowley go on a platform and ask the people to give up their vehicle, sell their vehicle, who buying back the vehicle? Who's going to buy back your vehicle? No one is going to buy back your vehicle at all. A person want to go and line down the road. What are you going to do? You're going to tell a person, meet me by the rapid rail, meet me by this station? We have so many crime in this country, But we choose to be gullible of a fanciful idea. Come on, let me go back to the line and clear them up. Good evening, caller. Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Gladiator, good evening.
Yeah.
I have worked hard all day. All day I've worked very hard. And right about now, we just need the joint patrol. Please.
And how much time we could keep saying that over and over, but you see that is a typical example of the point I'm making. Many people have no idea with regards to the rapid rail, but they just love it. Good evening, caller. Yes.
You go put in the infrastructure to get it done. You will get it done. Let your party done.
And for what purpose? For what purpose? You see what happened? Now you can understand why they hate the Gladiator. How many people are calling in to give me the reason, the purpose? So what is going to happen? Spend $2 billion on a feasibility study. Who are the people who are going to get the contract to do a feasibility study? I don't think anybody from Lavender, I don't think Kingsley will get the contract to do a feasibility study. He will not get that at all. But the P&M financiers, they are the ones that are going to get the contract to do a feasibility study. And then at the end of the day, they'll come and say, sorry, it was a nice idea, but we realized it cannot work because we had to source the money. Where are you going to source the money? The P&M already saying that they're going to stop the laptops in the school, so that is going to take money from there. Then they're going to lay off people in their thousands. They're going to stop, they're going to cut down on the old age pension. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yes, you like too much a box.
See? Nobody, no answer. And then you go tell me that is the reason why you want the rapid rail. Good evening, caller.
Yeah, you get money.
Again, another reason why she want the rapid rail. She attacks me. And that's the reason why they want the rapid rail. I am proving the point to all you undecided voters. Now we know that the rapid rail is a fallacy, an illusion of the mind. Good evening, caller.
Yes, Radiator. I just have a little small discussion with you. You wasn't the guy.
Look. Good evening, caller.
Right, I remember everybody not like you guys could afford a vehicle, so the rapid rail will come in good. And guys, as I tell you, issue is who is the UNC financial?
What is the reason?
Right,
what is the reason for the rapid rail, Kingsley?
To ease the traffic in Port of Spain and
to ease the traffic? Show me the methodology. Show me how many Kingsley. Continue. You know where the rapid rail is going to start from one point to the next point.
People, right, and the poor people.
Do you know from what point to the next point the rapid rail is going to be established? Do you know?
Right, and the poor people.
All right, I realize you can't answer the question. Good evening, caller.
Gary, I know see the reason why we black people have carried nowhere in this country, you know. Because here we're throwing out a question and people calling in the station to make back. And I'll call in and make your comment. You understand? Stick to the real issues.
Thank you. You see, their minds have been bombarded by propagandists. And who pushing that propaganda? Who pushing that propaganda? The leader of the PNM party, my leader, Dr. Kid Rowley, he pushing that propaganda about the rapid rail. It is not workable. Ask all the candidates that simple question. Not even the bowler Rasta can give you a good answer whether the rapid rail is workable. It is not workable. It is an avenue for rampant corruption. Good evening, caller. Good evening. All right, you take your time. Next caller. Good evening, caller.
It's not a PNM.
I don't care what you say. You feel like what? You feel like I concerned of that you could call and say a million times I'm not a PNM. I know that I'm a PNM. I voted for Dr. Kid Rowley to be leader of the PNM party. And I did that in 2014. In May 2014. And I did that at City Hall, Port of Spain. Good evening, caller. You see, some of you people feel, and the thing about it is my constructive criticism is being supported by the leader of the PNM party. The Because he has about in 1996, Dr. Kid Rowley mentioned that the party must open itself for constructive criticism. And the thing about it is that when you engage in constructive criticism, because they say you're bashing the leader. Nobody bashing the leader. I ain't started to know editorials yet. I'm just trying to dust off some old cobweb. And let me just remind you, tomorrow, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, yours truly, the Gladiator, is going to be on. Then I'm going to come back, go and have some lunch, and come back in the afternoon from 6 to 8. Then on weekend, look out for the Gladiator. I'm going to tell you what time tomorrow. I can tell you that Saturday I'm going to be on from 7 to 10. So brace yourself, mark it down on your calendar. Good evening, caller. Good evening.